Welcome to No Shortcuts. Today I want to talk about a topic that might bring up some things about my childhood that I don't often talk about. A friend recently reached out to me because a sibling they have is struggling with mental health problems. This friend of mine knows of some of my history with mental health, specifically self-harm and depression. And the friend of mine just was seeking some advice on how they could be a better sibling. I thought about it for a night, got back to them with some advice that I didn't expect. I thought about my childhood growing up when I was mainly struggling with things like self-harm, suicide ideation, and major depression. Things that I either felt like I needed or would have appreciated, or things that others did that really affected and benefited me through that process. And I came back with the advice that to build trust with that sibling, specifically using one tactic, which is to not discount the feelings that that person is feeling. Oftentimes with people struggling with depression, their self-esteem is rather low. If I were to say to someone, I just feel ugly, or I feel stupid, oftentimes the knee-jerk reaction is, what, you're not stupid? If this is the way you respond in this prompt, I don't want to criminalize or condemn that response, because I think it comes from an incredibly caring place. However, from my perspective, through my own experiences, this really inhibited my ability to trust that person. And let me tell you why. Because when I would feel those things, when I would feel stupid, ugly, unloved, not important, worthless was a big one for me, like a failure. When I'd feel like those things and I expressed that to someone, and their immediate reaction was the opposite, all it made me feel like was they couldn't see what I was seeing. Now, this doesn't mean, obviously, that when someone says to you, I feel like crap or whatever, and you just say, yeah, you are like crap, that's obviously not what I want to get across. But I think there's a way to get to that point to where you can express that opinion of yours, where the person will receive it much better and much more powerfully, and allow you to still retain that trust that you've built with that person. If someone comes to you and is expressing feelings of, self-hatred or disgust or anything like that, it's a difficult situation to be put in. It's very, very difficult. For those of you that have been put in that situation and have put forth your best effort, I applaud you sincerely. You should take that as a compliment, because that person obviously trusts you with this information. Cherish that trust. And how you can cherish that trust is not by discounting what they're saying. If they come to you with the complaint that they are feeling stupid that day, maybe ask them why. Follow up with, what makes you feel stupid? And if they go and they share the experience, or maybe they just, I just am, don't let them get off the hook. Really, that's interesting. I don't see that. How can you explain to me why you feel stupid? Really try and get to the root of why they're feeling that way without discounting that expression of theirs. I think that's a really difficult thing to ask of people, because it's going against what you automatically want to say. Someone says they feel ugly, you want to tell them that they feel beautiful, that they are beautiful, that you see them as beautiful. A part of it is, yes, they need to learn to be able to receive that compliment. However, if that disconnects the trust that they've built with you, it makes it increasingly more difficult to accept that compliment, whether it be true or not. And it brings up this idea that I talk about in my everyday life a lot, the difference between knowledge and belief. I think a lot of times we think that knowledge is more powerful than belief, and I disagree. When someone's expressing that to you, that they feel worthless, intellectually they know that there's worth to them, intellectually, but their belief does not reflect their intellect, if that makes sense. What I mean is they might know that, yeah, they have worth, that obviously they're worth something. They might know that. They might even say things like, everyone is worth something, everyone is worth caring about. And yet they believe in their heart, they believe and they feel this overwhelming suppression of their worth. And when you immediately respond with, I see you this way, which is opposite of what they're feeling, maybe it's triggering their intellect, but their intellect and their knowledge and their belief are not lining up, and they will act on their belief, not on their knowledge. If they believe that they are worthless, that feeling will overwhelm their intellect. It will overwhelm their knowledge and can lead them down a very scary path, a path that I unfortunately walk, and several people do. Several people struggle with this, with demons daily, and building that trust and being that person that someone can share those demons with is honestly incredibly commendable. It's a scary position to be put in. No one is demanding that you put yourself in that situation. If that's a situation you're uncomfortable with, maybe express that to that person, and maybe seek a way for them to transition to someone that is more comfortable with that position. However, for those of you who choose to be someone that can be trusted in those situations, with someone who is expressing their inner demons and their thoughts of worthlessness and hatred of themselves, please build that trust. Please cherish that trust. Don't take it for granted. A lot of times that person has been very selective in who they have entrusted those feelings with. By breaking that trust, it can be scary. Again, I don't condemn anyone who does not want to be put in that situation. I applaud those who are welcoming of that challenge and are able to rise to it. I would just encourage you that in those situations, don't discredit or discount what they are feeling, what they are believing, because that is their truth. And when you deny their truth with your perspective, it hinders that trust, it hinders that relationship. Thanks so much for watching No Shortcuts today. As always, we don't care much about subscribers or likers here. We do care about creating conversation. Maybe someone in your life is struggling with mental health. Maybe you see evidences of it. Maybe you can approach them and bring this up with them. Ask them if there's been a time where you've broken their trust by discounting what they feel. Also look into your own life. Is this true for you? When you go to someone with your personal feelings and your personal beliefs, does it discount your feelings when they express contrary beliefs? I would encourage you to make a new connection and take this into your daily life and make a face-to-face connection with the thoughts and feelings you had watching this video. Thanks.